Hey guys, and welcome to game number 63 out of 100 of my Human vs. AI series, where I'm taking on the AI-powered Scrabble BestBot in a 100-game match. We're currently 6 games behind the bot, which is a place we've been pretty close to for a while, so been saying for a while I'm hoping we can break out of that and cut this deficit even more, but it's proven tricky to do, and this is not a great start. We're starting off with the Q, which, especially not having a U, is not great, but he gives us one to work with. So I'll probably play something like Quag through that U, maybe Feek. Let's see. Yeah, there's no R for Fakir either. So that's worth looking at, but not gonna happen. Yeah, probably Feek to get rid of the extra vowel. 28 points. AAG, obviously not a great leave by any means. But it's not like the leave after Quag is much better. AEIF. It's probably even slightly worse. The one benefit of Quag is it gives back a lot less to the bot, just because now, well, two reasons, right? Number one, it doesn't put a vowel next to the triple letter. It puts the G next to the triple letter, whereas Feek puts the I, so if the bot has the X, for instance, it could score 50 plus points, and even several other tiles could score a lot. And also, number two, Feek gives back a very good hotspot down the H column, right here on the triple, so if the bot has especially the Z, like wording ending in ZE, that could be a disaster. Whereas after Quag, I mean, yeah, it's still possible he could hit that triple, but he'd need to start with a vowel, which is tough to do, especially with a high-scoring word, and it also would need a 6-letter word instead of a 5, which is harder. So it's considerably more difficult for him to cause damage there after Quag. So those are both options. I guess I could also consider just Qua, trying to set up hooks on both sides with, say, Aqua or Quay, but it just takes so many hooks, and the G is a bad tile, so I don't think this is really worth it. I could also play Quay immediately, but that takes an L. It also puts that I next to the triple again, so I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's between Quag and Feek. It's close. Like I said, Feek is definitely better on equity. I mean, AAG is still better than AEIF, but it does definitely create some danger. So it's a tough call. I think at this point in the game, it's still early. I'd rather go with Quag. Keep things a little bit more under control. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have now. I'm sort of regretting it now that I have 5 vowels. I mean, it's not shocking I have 5 vowels, of course, given that I kept 3 of them on a 4-tile leave. But if I played Feek, I mean, AAG is really not a good leave either. So I think this is fine. I mean, point-wise, it's 3 points less, which is really not all that big a sacrifice, especially this early in the game. And it definitely gives back a lot less to the bot. Bot plays Tilt. I was going to probably play Foliage through that E, but that's no longer an option. Tilt does take an A to make a Tilt, so I could play something there, maybe Folia. It's not terrible. Keeps EE. Does put that F right above, or right below a double word. That's not ideal, because then if he puts a vowel there and then plays another 4-point tile, say, above the O, he could get a lot of points very easily. So, not too keen on that, if I can help it. But what other options do I have? I wonder if I have anything from this C. Like, I guess I could play Cole, but EEIF is not very good. And it doesn't look like it's going to work either. CEA, that doesn't work. So, I don't think I have anything there. From this P, maybe Peel Off. That keeps EEO, which is horrible. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I could also I guess I could keep the F and play Pilia or something, or Ilia and a Tilt. I don't know, I'd probably rather just play Folia at that point, and I mean, he also just played Tilt. Like, he could easily not have a lot of good scoring tiles. He just played 3 1-pointers. So Folia is maybe not all that dangerous. And it does seem considerably better than other options in terms of equity. So I think let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so let's see here. Not a bad draw, I suppose. We'll have to see what the bot comes up with, but probably going to play something like Gay over here for 29. That looks reasonable, keeping a good leave. Guessing the bot is probably going to go there, though, most likely. I could play Quaggy, which would be kind of cool, but probably not a great play. This leave is not particularly good with that second E. Yeah, he does play Serite, so he scores there pretty well. And that was the one reason I wasn't thrilled about Folia, just giving back those scoring plays. But the good thing is now he does give me counterplay on the A column. I could play echoey. That's 42 points. That looks pretty good, unless I can come up with something better. I would like to get rid of the G. I guess I could play chegoey too, like this, 36 points. 6 fewer points, but gets rid of the G. RY is slightly better than RG. It's not 6 points better, though, I don't believe. So probably echoey is still better. I don't think I can get rid of the G, the H, and the Y and play through the C. I don't have grouchy or anything like that. So I think echoey it is. And not the best draw here. Pull a U, another O. OUGH is a combo that actually can be sometimes pretty strong together. Like I almost have, say, Guacharo or something, but not quite. So probably going to look to get rid of definitely one of my O's and my U, and hopefully the G as well. There is the Foliar hook, too. Folia takes an R, so could maybe have some options there, but we'll have to see. He plays videos for 36, and I'm not sure how much that V is going to really help me. I could play Ova or Avo, but that does not do all that much for cleaning up my rack. All it really accomplishes is blocking the V and scoring a couple points and getting rid of one of my O's. So it doesn't seem like a great play. What do I have from this P? Anything? Not really. My options are, I feel like, surprisingly bad. I don't have anywhere to play rough. I don't really see anything with Foliar. I mean, I could play Guar. It keeps HOO, which is pretty bad. There's really not much above the EL. I need to start with a G. There's really not all that much there. I have a hard time believing Avo is my best play, but there's just shockingly few options. There's also a really bad board for scoring. I'd love to turn over more tiles to try to get an S for Quags. Especially because after videos, the bot probably has another S, given it played the S there. I mean, not necessarily. It did get 10 more points for videos over video. So it could just have 2 more consonants, but I feel like it's fairly likely to have another S. Yeah, I just hate playing Avo, but I don't know what else to do. I mean, this is not very exciting either. AGRU is not a good leave. It's very hard to do anything that keeps a good leave. I mean, this is, I guess, a couple more points, but it also opens more and still that same AGRU leave. I think I might just have to play Avo. I really don't see anything better. I don't know. I mean, this leave, like, keeping rough has some potential to improve, I feel like, and at least, you know, score some points maybe if the board is opened. I've drawn another O out of the bag, so definitely drawing a lot of O's early this game, but, I mean, this rack is not horrible. I have Doe and Rough, Gourd, so I have some plays here. But we'll see what the bot does. I'm trailing by 7, which is certainly not a ton. It's been a pretty passive game so far for both sides. Not a lot has happened that's particularly exciting or high scoring. No bingos yet. There are really just not a lot of places to go, like I said. There's the Quags hook, but if you don't have an S, there's very, very few places to go. So I feel like I'm going to want to try to either block that hook, which is very, very hard to do, especially without an A for Ag, or just really try to turn over some tiles to get an S. Like maybe Doe and Del? It doesn't score all that many points. Wow, in for 5. Huh. Interesting. So I feel like that has to lead me to believe that the bot is pretty close to a bingo. The thing is, what am I going to do about that? I feel like I really want to block that Quag spot, but it's not particularly easy to do. If I could play something like Hot Dog to that G, that would be good, but unfortunately I don't have a T. Or Dugong or something, but no N. I mean, I just hate leaving that open. If the bot doubles for 100, I'm in such bad shape. I could play something to this G, but I don't even really know what. How from this P? Proud? Keeping a hog? That seems pretty bad. But it's not like Do above L is that exciting either. And at least Proud forces him to start with an S, which scores a lot less than a double-double and also opens the board more. So it's probably worth the slight equity sacrifice. It also sets up Hog for next turn with on that double, which it's not like a huge play or anything, but it's still something. So I don't actually hate this. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just, my other options are pretty lame. And after a play like in for 5, especially following videos, which I think likely implies another S, not guaranteed, but likely, with 2 blanks left, I feel like blocking Quags is of pretty significant importance. Just because, like I said, the cost of him getting a 100-point double-double there and not really reopening much at all for me is pretty high. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. Alright, get an E, which is good. Probably just play, if it stays open, Who over here on my next turn. 36 points. Keeps I mean, the G is not great, but especially if I can pull one of the I's, that turns into a very good leave. So we'll see what the bot gets from its fish. I have to imagine, again, after a play like in for 5, that the bot is very close to being going, wow, bunk. Huh, interesting. It is definitely not what I expected at all. Must have drawn, I wonder if it drew like BK or something. That's a very strange sequence, in and then bunk. Huh. Okay. Well, what does that imply for us? So now my H spot is foiled. I don't have anything that goes in front of EL, really. I mean, I have the G. I guess I could play Groan. It's not, or just Grow. Nah, that's too easy to overlap. Groan is not bad. 18 keeps EH, doesn't really give much back. I don't mind that at all. I could score a bit more. I could play this over here for 26. There's 8 more points. It gives back column J, hooking the TE. Which, I mean, again, it's like, now I don't even know what to make of the bot's rack, because I thought it was really close to bingoing after in, and then it played B and K off. So I'm very confused as to what the bot has. I feel like it still probably has a better rack than me, though. It's not going to play in keeping 5 clunky consonants, right? For only 5. So it's probably still got a pretty good rack. I'd have to imagine. So maybe I should play Groan. It also keeps the, like, HE is definitely a better leave than GN, especially on a tight board. So between keeping a better leave and restricting the bot's options a lot more, I feel like it is a better play. I mean, 8 is a significant chunk of points to give up, but like I said, between the leave and the defense, I think it probably is worth it. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, well, I got the S, which is good, although now the Quags hook is pretty much irrelevant. I mean, you could just drop an S there, but it's not going to accomplish all that much. And all right, the bot does bingo with Banditti through that N and Groan, but not for a ton of points. And what do I have through that B? Probably something, I would imagine. But I don't know. I don't actually see all that much. Yeah, like what do I actually even really have through that P? There's got to be something, but I just don't even really see much. Like Elba, that's terrible. Keeping 2 E's like that. Wow. I mean, I don't necessarily have to play through the B, but it just feels like the best play would naturally be there. I guess if I wanted to be very aggressive, which I might want to do at this point, I could play this, setting up my S on the bottom. I mean, it's probably not a bad idea. I'm in a bad position now. I'm down 60 points. I can't really score much. There's not a lot of places to go. There are 2 S's and a blank left, so he's fairly likely to have drawn another, but he might also play through the B and leave me that spot on the bottom. So I think it's not an unreasonable thing to go for. How is there just nothing good through this B, though? I find it hard to believe. Abele, A-B-E-L-E, doesn't get to the triple. I don't think I see a 6 starting with the B. Gosh, I feel like I must be missing something, but I just don't know. I just can't find it if it's there. So, all right, yeah, let's take some chances. Let's go for this and see what happens. Well, still getting bombarded by E's here. Not a good draw at all. Don't have much on the bottom, I don't think. I have jibe now through the B, so if that stays open, I'll just play jibe up there. Also, I guess as a backup, I've G'd to the D in proud. But I definitely need to get rid of this J and at least one of these E's. He plays phobia, so I guess I could either play jibe or I could also play G now on the bottom left, which is probably better. Keeps a better leave. I mean, jibe is 39. G is 37, right? Yeah, so, I mean, this leave is considerably better. Keeps the B open, which is probably not a bad thing. Jibe also, it sets up jibed and jiber. I have jibe, so it sets up some counterplay too. It's not a crazy idea. I just think G is better. Keeps a better leave, and I mean, there's the B and there's also the Achilles hook, which I have. So it keeps open. Both plays sort of keep open 2 spots. I don't think the B is really particularly dangerous. Like, I'm not too worried about him scoring a ton of points through the B. So I think I like this. Like I said, trying to keep as good a leave as I can and prioritize trying to get a bingo down as soon as possible, because that's still probably my best way into this game. I have hybrises! Whoa. Do not block the B. Come on. Please do not block the B. He's probably going to block the B. But please do not block the B. Come on. Dang it! Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew he was going to block the B, but, like, you know, that would have been pretty sick. Hybrises for 203. Man. Alright, well, now I gotta not get on tilt from that. I guess just shy over here, right? That's, I mean, 37 feels like a pretty big downgrade from 203, but what are you gonna do? Still gotta be better than Shire. I mean, I'm not gonna be down all that much. I'll be down 20 points, keeping a very good leave. I'm getting low on time, too. I gotta watch that. Yeah, I feel like this has to be the best play. It's just so disappointing, but, I mean, I sort of knew it was gonna get blocked, most likely. Oh, come on. 3 eyes now? Really? That's what I get? This game's frustrating sometimes. Man. And that's it. There's no eyes left either. It's like, of course, there were 2 eyes on scene. I had to draw both of them. Ugh. I could have been tripling with hybrises for 203. That would have been insane. Yeah, now I probably have to trade 2. I would imagine maybe Leary. Unless I can play PI for a sizable number of points somewhere. I guess at least there's no eyes left. So if I keep 2 eyes, at least I know I won't get a 3rd again. Oh, you know what? I have TD, actually. I don't have to trade 2. Yeah, that's a good play. Sets up another S spot. He plays Drug. Yeah, TD probably is still correct. I mean, this pool is pretty good. But yeah, if I can keep EIPRS, that's as good a leave as I'm going to get with this rack. And, I mean, I'm not down a ton. I'm down 30. So if I get a bingo and he doesn't, I should be able to win. And I don't really think I can score more points without completely destroying my rack. So, yeah, let's do this. Swipers, okay. That should play. I got the other S, which is very good, too. So I know he doesn't have it. Oh, so I guess going back, yeah, he never had the S with videos like I thought he did. Interesting. Okay, so Swipers will play either with Is or Drugs. And I'll probably have to just... Alright, well, he plays a ladder, and now... Yeah, see, now the problem is it's probably just not going to be enough. I mean... I don't know if there's anything for me to do other than bingo, though. That's the problem, because he's just going to probably be able to score with whatever he has. I guess I would have played with TDs also before, but he blocked it. I'm just trying to think, if I don't bingo, is there any way I can win? Because I don't think bingoing ever is really going to win this game. I mean, 74, down 19. Like, what's the best possible draw I can get? I mean, he's going to be able to score. The problem is if I draw ZX, then, I mean, I have Zax with the A and the Labyrinth. He can either just outrun that or block it. And if he has either the Z or the X, he's going to be able to score a lot of points and probably outrun whatever I might get. Like, if I draw, say, ZA even, or Axe, like, Axe is probably my best draw. AX, and then, well, then he'll have Zine for 69, and that's GG. So maybe I need to draw the Z. If I draw, like, ZA, well, then he has Axoneme, has now Pingo. So, I don't think this ever wins. But if I don't bingo and try to draw something, does that help me? Not really. I don't think. I mean, he's, again, probably going to be able to score. Unless, like, what if I try to draw something like Expires or Prexies? The thing is, if I play 2 tiles, I need to draw something in 2 spots, which is going to be very hard to do. Like, maybe I can try to draw resizes if I play off PW. So if I draw if I play off like PW and I draw EZ, but then can't he just block it with drugs? And I don't think I have anywhere else to go. Like, that's the thing. You can just play max above drug. Well, I guess I could hit it with Elaterans. It could be a little bit annoying for him to block both spots. But it's probably not enough, right? Because, like, if I just play... Yeah, I mean, the problem is I'm just not scoring if I play off PW. Like, if I just play Paw for 8, if I draw EZ, he can just play max above drug, and that's 34 points. Yeah, I mean, he's up well over 100. Resizes and Elaterans is like 90. It's not enough. Yeah, that's the problem, guys. Like, whatever he has, he's going to be able to score a lot of points. So I just don't think there's any path to victory here. I really just don't. So I think I'm just going to kind of concede in bingo, because I really don't think I can win this. I mean, yeah, now he's just going to play Zine. Oh, Maze? Oh, no, he doesn't have an end. Never mind. I drew the hand. He's not going to play Zine. Yeah, I mean, there just was, like I said, whatever he had, he was going to score 40 points and outrun any possible bingo I could have drawn. So, damn, that was a very frustrating game. 371 to 347. I mean, I guess getting Hybrises blocked was the most frustrating part, but just... Overall, I feel like, I mean, I couldn't really get anything going. The bot couldn't either, but I don't know. Let's see what I might have missed that game. Okay, so the bot started with Pico. Yeah, like I said, I was waffling between Quag and Feek. Quag, according to Woogles, actually ranks higher on equity, but that I'm not sure is accurate because, again, Woogle was really overvaluing the 3-val leave here. It actually has AEFI as positive equity, which is, I mean, completely misguided. So... I don't really think it's actually better on equity like Woogles is claiming, but it is a lot more defensive, so I think it's fine. Yeah, and the bot, I was correct, the bot did have a bunch of 1-pointers, and yeah, I mean, I hated to play Folia and open that spot, but like I said, I figured the bot had mostly 1-pointers, and my other options are just really weak. I mean, this is terrible. 11 points, keeping AEIL. I guess Oaf is actually not crazy to set up my L. Yeah, I don't hate that, but I do also get rid of my A for a tilt, and keep EEIL, which is not a good leave. I think Folia is fine. Bot scores. I didn't see Okery. I think Echoey is fine. I mean, EG versus GR, it's close, I'd say. I mean, it's hard to say for sure one way or another. Like, if one of them were 3 points more than the other, then I would clearly take that. It's, the bot claims Okery is 1 point better on equity, so EG is 1 point better than GR. Yeah, I guess I could believe that. I mean, generally speaking... 1 consonant, 1 vowel is better than 2 consonants, so certainly believable. GR has decent synergy, though, so I don't hate this play. Okay, so the bot had a blank with videos. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, if you have the blank already, then probably getting rid of the S for 10 points is viable. Although, I mean, with Quags there, I still think I might have gone with video, just because there's so much upside to keeping DS blank. Like, you're so likely to hit a double-double for 90 or 100 points on your next turn if you keep the S. Because then you could still use the blank elsewhere in the word, and you don't have to use the blank as the S, whereas you would after videos. So, I don't know. That's actually an interesting decision. I feel like if that big quag spot weren't there, then definitely spend the S, because the S is slightly less valuable when you have a blank, usually, because the blank can also function as an S. But in this case, with that massive quag spot and just not a lot of other options on this board, I feel like I would have actually been inclined to hold back the S here. So interesting decision by the bot. Yeah, and this turn just completely threw me for a loop. I didn't see this. That might be better. Yeah, I didn't really look through that I because I had already a lot of clunky vowels, so I didn't really think to use another vowel. But that's probably a little bit better just because, I mean, I don't know how much better it is because it's 4 fewer points. It doesn't block the V. This leave is rough, well, in multiple senses. The leave is literally rough, and it's also rough in that it's not a very good and flexible leave. But it also does have some synergy. I mean, the GH, like I was saying, does go together somewhat well sometimes for scoring plays. But this is still probably a better play. It also partially obstructs the quag's hook, which, especially if I think the bot has another S, which I kind of thought it did, has some merit, and it turns over more tiles. So I think this is probably a little better. I feel like I would have played that if I saw it. Okay, so wow, the bot had 3 N's in the blank. Yeah, and then this turn, I guess I still figured the bot had an S for quags, or some good stuff there. It did have good stuff, so I still don't think my play was crazy. I mean, it's apparently about a 5-point equity sacrifice, which is not massive. Like, OR is a good leave, but it's not that good, especially on this board where you really need an S. And GHO, it's not a good leave either, but at least I set up Hog for myself next turn. I think this is fine. Like I said, blocking quags, you know, it's an even game. I've got some scoring tiles. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, the bot did indeed draw BK. I was right about that. Plays Bunk. And then, yeah, maybe I should have gone with this. I mean, it actually would have probably worked out better because I happened to give the bot the N that it needed to bingo. Groen is certainly more defensive overall, though, I have to imagine. I mean, this line down the J column is pretty easy to hit for 7s. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe I got a little bit too passive here. It's possible. I mean, 8 points is not a insignificant sacrifice to make. It is a bit. EH is definitely a considerably better leave than GN, especially on a board that's not open. Like, GN would only be a good leave if the board was open, especially if there were eyes open for I and G plays. On this board, it's pretty bad leave. EH is a lot more flexible. The H is such a good tile for either scoring or potentially bingoing. It can really double in its purpose. So I think this is fine. Maybe playing down the I column would have been a little better, but I think this is still okay. Bot bingos. And yeah, this turn, guys, I mean, it's like, there's got to be something through the B, but there's just nothing through this B. It's unbelievable. I mean, this doesn't really seem like it accomplishes anything. Like, yeah, it's a pretty good leave, but I feel like trying to be aggressive is better. I'm down 60. I need to make something happen. This sets up an S-hook that's pretty difficult to deal with if you don't have an S. And indeed, the bot didn't have an S. It had the other blank. And yeah, Fovea looks like a great play, partially blocking the hook, getting rid of the F and the V. And then, yeah, this sequence was just killer for me. Because, I mean, yeah, G, I think, is fine. And then, wow, Mudbug for 39 burning the blank is actually not even that much worse. It's the second best equity play. But yeah, in any case, playing through the B is clearly correct. And unfortunately, yeah, that was a game-saving play as it stopped Hybrises for 203, which would have been absolutely awesome for me to get down, but fortunately, it didn't happen. Shy looks fine. Wow, foliating, that's pretty cool. Scores a lot more points, but yeah, I guess the bot figured here that it's interesting, because the bot is up, so it's a little counterintuitive to open, but you do have the blank, and sometimes, you know, I think they say this in sports, but sometimes it's true in Scrabble too. Sometimes the best defense is offense. Instead of trying to, you know, close the board down and hold on to this lead and maybe risk getting outscored with the X and the Z, your best path to victory is just being offensive and figuring that if I bingo or score, you'll counter it with your own bingo. So that makes sense. Yeah, really, really poor draw for me here with the 3 eyes. TD seems fine. Then the bot bingos, and then, yeah. I wonder, I mean, with TD, maybe with 11 in the bag, is there something to be said for trying to leave 7 in the bag so that if the bot bingos, I could bingo out and try to catch it with the X and the Z? The problem is I'd have to play 4 tiles. And it's really hard to play 4 tiles. Like, I can play 3 pretty easily. But how do I really play 4 tiles without destroying my rack? That's the problem. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to play, like, Tripe or something. That seems crazy, keeping IIS. Yeah, tough turn. I think TD's probably fine. And yeah, here, I mean, I thought about not bingoing, but I don't know. If I do this, I don't think this ever wins. I just don't think I'm going to get enough. Because I mean, what if I draw like an M, maybe? I draw Simpers, pre-miss. It's just not going to score enough points, because whatever the bot has, the Z or the X, it's going to score at least 30. I mean, even Axe above Lateran should outrun stuff, I think. I don't know, there maybe is some scenario where I can win with this? I'm trying to see. How an A? What if I draw, like, Parasis or something? I guess, like, if the bot... Maybe if the bot has one of the 2 tiles and the other is in the bag and it draws it, I guess it's possible, perhaps? I don't know, maybe I didn't give this option enough credit. It might... Like, I probably should have at least gone for it, because I don't think just, bingoing immediately ever wins. So, I don't know, maybe I didn't quite give this enough credit, just fishing off 1 tile. I thought about it, and I was like, it probably just isn't enough. But maybe it is enough in some cases, because it's pretty tough for the bot to get rid of both the Z and the X if it has them, and if it only has one and the other is in the bag, then it could end up playing one of the tiles and then getting caught with the other. So maybe that would have been a better play. Interesting. And yeah, the bot plays Maze, which probably would have been enough to outrun me anyway if I drew either of the N or the O. But probably would have been a better effort to play Woe instead of Swipers. Would have maybe given me some outside chances. So, yeah, not a great pre-endgame there, I feel like, on my part. I'm not sure it would have actually given me chances, but I was pretty sure Swipers didn't, so I should have probably at least tried it. But, you know, other than that, I feel like I played a pretty good game overall. Groan was definitely questionable, but no, like, glaring mistakes. Obviously, getting Hybris's blocked was a huge blow, but not a shocking blow. And yeah, I think, like I said, I played pretty well. Probably should have not bingoed there in the pre-end game, but I don't think I was going to win at that point anyway. So tough loss, but what are you going to do? It was a good game. Lots of interesting decisions. So hope you guys learned something and enjoyed watching this one. As always, please feel free to leave any questions or thoughts in the comment section, and I will look forward to seeing you for game number 64. Thanks for the support, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.